Raise your hand if you've ever taken a music lesson. Okay, now put it down. Now, raise your hand if you don't take those music lessons anymore. Exactly. That's what I thought. It's a common story. You're not alone. Whether it was the boring scales, the strict teacher, or the fact your fingers just didn't do what you wanted them to. For most people, music lessons are just a childhood phase. But what if I told you that those early lessons, those awkward and frustrating practice sessions, were doing more than just getting on your nerves? They were shaping the mindset of a pioneer. Hi, I'm Temitope Williams, and today I'm going to be talking about why playing musical instruments doesn't just enhance your skills as a musician. It shapes tomorrow's innovators, change makers, and leaders. Now, imagine a world without music. I'll give you a second. It's pretty gloomy, right? No melodies, no lullabies, and no rhythm guiding us through life. Now, imagine a 3-year-old girl sat at a piano 4 times her size, pressing on keys that seemed to weigh more than she did. That was me. I didn't know it then, but that piano would be more than just a toy. It would be my first teacher in patience, leadership, and problem solving. And over the years, as I've added the saxophone, the violin, and singing, I've discovered it isn't just music I love. It's the way it shapes how I think, lead, and connect with others. Music doesn't just sound nice. Musical training rewires our brains to think more critically. Studies have shown that musicians develop enhanced problem solving, time management, and creativity, key traits for future leaders. In a study published by the American Psychological Association, they found that children involved in music not only had enhanced development in their auditory pathways, but began to perform way better on tasks completely unrelated to music, tasks involving executive functioning skills, specifically time management and self-control, also key skills for pioneers of tomorrow. When you learn an instrument, you fail a lot, trust me. You practice till your fingers hurt, your throat is sore, or your whole household is fed up from you singing at the top of your lungs. You learn resilience, how to keep going. Sometimes you coordinate with bandmates, which teaches collaboration. And you master performance anxiety, which builds confidence. Even though I will admit, every once in a while, my palms go sweaty before I get on stage. Okay, you might have heard of the 10,000 hour rule by Malcolm Gladwell. This theory states that it takes 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to master a complex skill. That isn't just a number. It's hours and years of showing up, failing, trying again, and pushing through frustration. Every hour spent at the piano or any instrument of choice counts, because behind every seemingly effortless performance is a mountain of messy, imperfect practice. It's hours of failure. But that process, the discipline, the resilience, the patience it takes to play your piece, is what quietly builds the leaders of tomorrow. And here's the truth. Whether you're building a business or simply going through life, the path to success looks a lot like music practice. Repetitive, frustrating, but in the end, deeply transformative. You'd be surprised the amount of people have a background in music. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in history, turned to his violin whenever he was stuck on a problem. For him, music wasn't just a break from thinking, it was thinking. He once remarked, "Life without music is inconceivable for me. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music, and I get most joy in life out of music." Then Bill Clinton, the 42nd president of the US, said something in his speech, "Music can give you your dreams," that stuck with me. He said, "I don't think I would have become president if it wasn't for music." That wasn't just a nice sentiment. He went on to say that music taught him discipline, creativity, how to be an individual, but how to be on a team, and how to take initiative and be patient. Think about those. Those are the qualities we associate with great leaders. And he didn't just learn them in the White House. He started learning them through his saxophone. Then we have Larry Page, the co-founder of Google. What many people don't know is that he was a percussionist growing up. He doesn't just credit technology or coding for his success, he credits music. He said that his training in the drums shaped how we think about precision, time, and speed. He said, "In some sense, I feel like music training led to the high-speed legacy of Google for me." Think about that. The same sense of timing and rhythm he learned behind the drums led to the development of the world's most powerful search engine, Google, which I hope you've heard of. Behind Google, there was a drummer. When we think about the pioneers of tomorrow or the leaders of tomorrow, we often look to textbooks, test scores, or tech skills. But sometimes, the real leadership starts with sheet music and an instrument. That's where the vision is quietly rehearsed. Pioneers and musical instruments are two words we often see in the same sentence. So what does this mean for us? It means we should value music education not just as a luxury, but as a powerful training ground for tomorrow's innovators, visionaries, and changemakers. Whether you're a student, parent, or teacher, encourage musical exploration because the returns are immeasurable, or according to my neighbors, quite measurable based on how many noise complaints we've gotten. With music, the pioneers of tomorrow won't just be the smartest. They'll be the most resilient, the most patient, and the most creative. And music trains all those qualities. Playing musical instruments doesn't just entertain, it transforms. It builds the mind, sharpens the heart, and connects the soul. It turns everyday people into leaders who are able to innovate and push boundaries. So the next time you hear a song or pick up an instrument, remember, you're not just making music. You're the next piece in our puzzle for the future. Thank you.